Ready.
Okay, there we go. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 21st, 2012. We're going to go over the trades that set up in the live trading room this morning, the trades we took, and the trades we missed. Now, the ones that we missed were not necessarily here on the ES. There was one trade that was setting up on the ES 4-tick range this morning and on the 10K that we were available to take. Unfortunately, it set up right during our break. All right, I had an order on to buy right there. Dwayne had an order on to buy over here. By the time it happened, we were on break and did not take the trade. All right. As far as the 4-tick range one goes, this was the only opportunity all morning. All right, the market just it had a tough time getting going this morning. We weren't going to trade into the weekly trading zones, all right? So it went right down to the zone and it bounced off it and right back up to the zone above us. Over here, if you look at the rules, they're right here. Get a higher or lower swing pivot is rule number 1. This right here was the higher swing pivot. Rule number 2 is the BBC's outside the box. This green line right here is the BBC that did get outside the box. Rule number 3 is get a fresh bubble. That means the red band's outside the black on the chop. We got that. Rule number 4, the pullback to the BBC must be clean, and it was. Right there, it was a clean pullback to the BBC. Number 5 is enter with an MIT order rounding the BBC up to the nearest tick. We were trying to enter in here. Our order was at, I think it was actually at 63.25 when I had taken it off. But had we had entered there at 63.25, it did go the full 2 points from 63.25 to 65.25. I anticipated getting up just one more tick here, up to 66 to meet the zone. It hasn't done that yet. Now, over here on the over here on the 10,000 contract, it pulled back down to the BBC here after the bullish cross went up here, hit resistance, pulled back down to the BBC, dropped through it a little bit. Now the drop through the BBC here was exactly to the BBC over here. That usually works the other way around. Usually you're dropping through this one to get to this one. This time it was dropping through this one to get to this one. Either way, 2-point bracket would have worked out just fine. You would have gotten your 2 points there. 2100. Well, let's go with the naked 2100 first, okay? The naked 2100 just had a couple of trades this morning. There was one after the open right here. I was hesitant to take it. One of our members in the live trading room asked about it. There was just this little bit of red right here, and I was thinking we were going to get a little bit deeper of a pullback on it, but we didn't, and it did drop right down to the zone. Once it hit the zone, on the 10,000 contract, there was also support right here, dynamic support at the zone. Price pulled back here, and it gave a nice opportunity on the way up for the 2100. Right here, partners were wondering whether they should go short here on the naked 2100. Dwayne and our group suggestion was hold off on that because the YM is going right into a zone right here. The YM was consolidating and going right into a zone, so we said hold off on that. Had you have taken that 64, it would have been 64.5 would have been your entry. It dropped down to 63, so you would have gotten 1.5 points out of that anyway. Okay. And from there it moved up. It moved up from there, getting up into the weekly trading zone right now. So it looks like right here would be a 2100 long, but we're not going to take that into the weekly trading zone at this point. Okay. Now the one trade that was taken in the live trading room this morning, well, Dwayne took it. You didn't actually see his DOM. You heard him say it, but you didn't see his DOM. He entered right here. There was a bullish cross on the YM and a pullback down to the BBC. He got in there and he got out right up here. I will show you his DOM right here. There it is. That is the DOM of Dwayne Reeves. There's a picture of Dwayne. There's his DOM right there. All right. He got 19 points per contract out of that. Okay, so that was our gain this morning. Now I'm going to jump over to some other markets, mostly the 4-tick range on the Russell, and show you a bunch of things over there that happened this morning. Let's start back here. 944. This big move down right here. I didn't see any news event about anything to make this big move down, but I'm guessing it was right when the whole Greek deal fell apart again. But it set up perfectly on the 4-tick range. What you were looking for was divergence between here and here, all right, and then for the black to turn down and get a close below the MA1, which is exactly what happened right there. Close below the MA1 and the move down. I missed that trade. It happened before I knew it. I did see this trade coming together, but it required too much risk for me, so I didn't take this trade. It did move from 24.1 was the entry down to 23.5, so it did go 6 ticks in the direction that you wanted it to go, with minimal drawdown, only 1 tick drawdown. All right, then it moved around, changed directions on us. Now, I know we don't have a zone here that it changed directions off of, but the ES and the YM both went zone to zone, and they changed directions at the zone. All right, the 6E did as well, and I'll get to that in a minute. But once it changed directions, you got the divergence again. The black rolled up with the close above the MA1. I missed all these this morning. It did it again right here. This nice move up right there. Another one right here for the move up. Okay, and right now it's got some bearish divergence for a possible move down. All right, that's what we're looking at there, possibly. Okay. Let me slide that off, and I want to show you the 6E this morning. Okay, let me spread this out a little bit, and we're looking at the 6E 500 contract. All right, what we're looking at on the 500 contract is when the white is to the left of the green and it's going up. We're not looking at divergence anymore, so ignore the cycle line. The white line here to the left of the green and moving up, right, with the close up above the MA1. The risk on this would be the swing pivot. All right, so you get in right there. Your risk is down here. You're looking to go, 8 to 10 ticks probably. Again, same thing on the other side. Your entry is here. Your risk is up above this swing right here. All right, same thing. Over here, going back up. Same thing. Then over here, going down. Again, the same thing. I didn't mark this one in the live trading room, but the white is just a little bit to the left of the green, but your entry would have been in here, 32.71. Risk would have had to been up here at 32.77, 78. So you're looking at 6-7 ticks risk there, and you can see that it dropped from entry over here at 32.71. It dropped all the way down here to 32.55, which is a nice move down. Right here, the white is not to the left of the green. Okay, so there's no trade on the move up right here. Right, so watch for it to close down below and this to roll down. It's as simple as that on the 6E. Let's see, did I look at any other trades this morning? There was one trade on the 6E that we looked at. I'm going to show you here on the 5-minute. We were looking at it. Where did we look at that? I think it was over here. When it pulled back up, it had pulled back up here to 32.30, and we were looking at it on the 500 as well. We were looking at 32.30 as a possible shorting area. It gave 4 ticks of pullback, and then it dropped down to 32.20, and then it went back up. Everything changed direction right there. Okay. Oops. We had suggested that one in the live trading room this morning. Let's see. That is pretty much it. I'm going to do one other thing here really quick, just for those of our partners who are having issues getting the weekly trading zones on the charts and things like that. I'm going to go through one really quick thing here that will be in the recording. All right. I'm just going to show this right here. These are the zones for this morning. All right. You just double click it like that, right click, go to copy, left click, then it's on your clipboard. All right, then it is on your clipboard. Then you go to view, all active indicators. If you already have the CFWTZ on your charts, just double click it, go to past values, double click that, right click, then left click on paste, like that. That's all you have to do, and it'll put it right on your charts. Okay. One thing you have to make sure of is that the count number is the right number that was given to you in your weekly trading zone email. Okay, that's all there is to it. Let's see, and that will paste the zones right on your charts for you. Okay. All right. That is it. If there are no questions, hang on, I don't even have my question box open. Rodney, what parameters am I using on the 6ETC? 0.0025. Okay, 0.0025. 4-tick on the Russell. Yeah, it's got to tip all the way over there, Bob. All right. I think those are all the questions for right now. And from there, I think I'm just going to stop the recording. All right.